In this week's online spin, I wrote about a lawsuit where Red Bull was successfully sued, I might add, by its own customers for misleading advertising. The entire slogan, Red Bull gives you wings, was basically questioned as misleading. Red Bull does not give you wings. That's God. That's an angel thing. And it doesn't actually lead to performance enhancing abilities either. And that really was the essence of the case. $13 million in compensation now will result in either a claim for $10 in cash or $15 in product if you consumed a Red Bull over a period of about 10 years. Of course, no one can even prove whether you had a Red Bull or not. So it could just be a rather magnificent publicity play if you think about it, in terms of getting Red Bull out there and getting people to sample the product. I've claimed already, I'm definitely going with $15 sugar-free Red Bull as opposed to $10 in cash. Very easy claim form, I might add as well. But I think, the more serious or sinister aspect of it is, there was a golden age, and that's really sarcastic, big air quotes, where more doctors than any, more doctors prefer Camel than any other cigarette brand. This was the quality of advertising, or at least the level of advertising during the Don Draper Madison Avenue days. So were we dumber? Were we dumber or more naive? Our parents' generation? Are we smarter now? Is that why we're wising up and taking on Red Bull and saying, you know what, you can't just come out with exaggeration and hyperbole and euphemism and innuendo and sex and babies and birdies and bunnies and puppies. You need to be more fact-based and more factual, and you need to be able to back up those facts. And by the way, if that even happens, what little semblance of creativity that's even left in the model is pretty much going to be flushed down the toilet. So it's a bit of a catch-22, a lose-lose situation where frivolous lawsuits like this actually have a base and a basis to be awarded in favor of customers saying, stop lying to us. Jerry Seinfeld's, I think, infamous landmark acceptance speech now for his honorary Clio basically said, I love advertising because I love lying for a living. Is this really the state of the industry? Is this what it's come down to? Because if so, we're in a swamp, we're in quicksand, and we're sinking fast. So things to think about when you think about this Red Bull lawsuit, as they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Is this the beginning of the end? Are we going to see more lawsuits like this, or is it just a little blip and an anomaly? What's going to have to happen for, to advertising and to marketing and branding to avoid these in the future? And then, of course, on the flip side, how might Red Bull actually have gained from this? $13 million is nothing for them when you think about the paid media that they invest in. And quite frankly, the Red Bull media company makes a lot of money as well. So it seems like probably from an investment standpoint, not the worst amount of money. So just some things to think about. Hit me up, Jaffe at startupsforbrands.com or at JaffeJuice on Twitter.